It's the Caitlin
This is the one where we're gonna start cooking. I haven't drafted a sneak attack in a minute. Sneak attack Solitude. I kind of just want to slam Mayhem Devil and just like fucking force that, because I think that deck's had my highest trophy rate. I've had like one scrub with it and like 3 trophies and a 2-in-1, I think. First draft of the day, exactly. It's still kind of a big statement, huh? To pack one, pick one Mayhem Devil when there's Solitude and Sneak here. My Solitude decks have not been doing that much winning. I haven't really drafted much White Weenie. Hey, Lumlayer thinks it's 25 months there. Is it picked that highly by others? Nope, just me. Mana Drain, Birds, Fraction. If this was my pack one, pick one, I'd be on one of those 3. As a follow-up to a Mayhem Devil, I'm just going to take the Chain Lightning. Usually you'd be hoping to wheel Meathook Massacre, but none of this stuff is like really important for what I'm doing. Maybe Flame Slash or Glorybringer are fine. Just going to think here for a sec. Yeah, let's take the Slash. Hey, there we go. 1 sack outlet, 1 payoff. Just need fodder. There's so much fodder in this cube. Kind of wish I'd grab the Meathook Massacre now. But again, ideally it comes back. Yeah, Jadar, Bitter Blossom, Ophiomancer, Bloodghast. There's a lot. We're not seeing a lot. Hopefully that's like just a sign of him not being that deep in the packs. The Yawgmoth was a really good sign. But ideally we'd be seeing some more black trash going around. Those garbage cards. You don't think you've seen me draft this archetype yet? Oh, really? Yeah, like this is a terrible sign, and not much room to pivot either with the amount that we've invested in. Wildfire does trigger Mayhem Devil a lot, yeah. Yeah, I don't like any of this. Either Spellbomb does trigger Mayhem Devil. I don't think I want to be the Mayhem Devil through the Breach deck. But cutting it does help cut red more. Salvager's pivot probably not happening, but you never know, right? We could see an LED or a Black Lotus or something. A little some. I think that was the Massacre pack, unless I misremember. It was a pack that had like a few other black cards. This is why I thought there's a solid chance it would wheel. Through the Reach would have paired with Ulamog. That's okay. Yeah, so Walking Ballista is a Salvager's card. I think we might be able to pull this off without Salvagers, though. Zealous Conscripts plays really well with sack outlets like Yawgmoth. I think we just want the Bloodstained Mire, though. Reanimate's interesting. Don't hate a Reanimate. Don't hate Metamorph either. Plunderer. All options. Yeah, I kind of dig Metamorph here. Plunder's queue with Mayhem Devil. It is, yeah. I think Metamorph's queue with Mayhem Devil, too. Get multiple copies. Chromox is good, but I think I'm supposed to grab the Fire Covenant or maybe the Smuggler's Copter. I like that Smuggler's Copter is like an artifact thing for Goblin Engineer. I think leaning on that aspect of the deck might end up being good. And Mutt would be solid here. We're going to take Bitter Blossom. I haven't given up on this Yawgmoth quite yet. Hey, Sir Dinkinship thinks the Sob thinks we're sharing that prime. You've been impressed with Cursed Scroll in this cube? I haven't gotten it. I haven't activated it. I had one person play it and had it look kind of unimpressive. I think Cursed Scroll is like probably good as a Urza's Saga target, but I haven't gotten that to come together. Yeah, I like Bone Shards here. Might actually be a good Young Pyromancer deck, So Magda plays really well with Smuggler's Copter. Fireball would be reasonable. Plateau would help with Salvagers if we did end up actually getting LED for the Salvagers, right? It's kind of on spec, though. It's hard for me to take stuff on spec if I have, like, reasonable options already. Yeah, same thing with Scrubland and RAX Salvagers. Hell yeah, Danganship. You're very welcome for the content. Yeah, weirdly, red is looking more open than black. I think we're fighting somebody else for, like, the black sacrifice deck, because we're not seeing any of those cards. And those cards are mostly very bad. So, somebody else is definitely in on that. Don't love Ferocidon in my Bitter Blossom deck. Hopefully we only end up playing one of those, The Conscripts is nice, yeah. We got a couple sack outlets between the Bone Shards and the Yawgmoth. Ed trying to sneak in on me. Hopefully you get to delay it until after the draft. No Black Lotus, unfortunate. We do have Gravecrawler and Jadar and Hangerback Walker here. Hangerback Walker plays pretty well with Yawgmoth and Goblin Engineer, which is why I'm kind of considering it over Jadar. Yeah, playables-wise, we're not doing amazing here. Yeah, so Courier is another artifact for the Engineer, but I really dig this Forsaken Miner. Kind of an innocuous little card, but if you pair it with Yawgmoth, it's just like 1 black mana for another Yawgmoth activation. And it's not a bad one to ditch to Smuggler's Copter, and we currently do need some 1-drops, right? We have like nothing here right now. Nice. Alright, alright. Looking at Rankle, looking at Liliana. Nice to see some nice black trash. Kind of what we needed, huh? Needed some of that. Looking at Retrofitter, Phyrexian Tower, Bone Crusher Giant. I'm going to take the Retrofitter here. Just infinite sack fodder. It also just like plays well with Mayhem Devil. You just get a bunch of sacrifice triggers. And it's something to run out on turn 1. That's pretty good. Kind of want to take the Chandra and hope to wheel the Blood Tithe Harvester, but I think the Harvester is actually better here by a solid amount, so I'm just going to grab it. We want creatures, we want bods. United by Paste, thanks to the 15 months. Yeah, low on playables. You know I'm low on playables, and I'm like, maybe Braids, huh? I think we need the fixing, though. I'm going to take the Urborg. Hey, there we go. There's a few good ones here. We're going to take this Breya's Apprentice. That's a really good one to loop with Engineer, and actually worth tutoring with the Engineer. Now our deck kind of makes sense, Bombardment, nice, nice. Yeah, we hadn't lost that Meathook Massacre in pack 1. I think we'd be looking at a pretty solid one here. Gravecrawler is a 1-drop. I think it's the only zombie in the deck, though, is my issue with it. Looking at Epic here, looking at Jadar. I guess we grab Jadar. It's yet another 2-drop, though, you know. I think we got a deck. Yeah, I think the deck came together, too. Actual twin for the conscript. I don't like doing that. I don't like twin when there's only 2 pieces and not a lot of card draw and tutors and stuff. And the rest of the deck's trying to kill the opponent, so if you draw the splitting twin and it's bad, and they're like living at 3 life, you're like, why aren't you a card? Conscript is already good. We don't need to add bad cards for it. In my opinion. Some good last picks going around. Fire Blast with Mayhem Devil's actually kind of sick. Maybe if we had some duels, huh? Maybe we had some proper duels here. Jam 16. It's like 8 and 8. Let's play one more mountain. Because the reward gives us double black pretty easily. Magic Online. Looks like it's loading, but I don't have the little loading thing. You like the canyon and the islet over a mountain? Could do. It's a little iffy in some matchups because you have the Bitter Blossom and Yawgmoth both costing life. So if you have a canyon or an islet or whatever, that's pretty rough. Right, like imagine having to tap that for red and you play your Bitter Blossom and you just have to tap it every turn. Do I need to restart? What's going on here? Okay, here we go. We're missing black mana. I think I still want to keep this, though. Here we are on the draw. We have a turn 2 down, so we don't need black mana until turn 3, and that's assuming that we don't draw something else. You know, Chain Lightning for their 1 play. Oh, perfect. It's a black mana source, huh? Honora is a comedy romance. Oh, it looks like it's really highly rated. Like, stupid highly rated. So next turn we can go Magda and crew the Smuggler's Copter and then still play a 2-drop, right? Because we're generating that treasure. I wonder if I should play the Bombardment out or the Jadar. Maybe my opponent's turn will help inform my choice. Sure. They're tapped out here, so at least we're getting a 2-2 hum. Even if they've got another removal spell for the Jadar. Opponent's on Mardu, kill your things. That Pyrokinesis to like trade 1 for 1 with Jadar is interesting. Oh yeah, Oakless. Don't really want to redraw that, so. I wonder if I'm supposed to chill on Yawgmoth until I can play it while I have things out. Yeah, it's pretty feel bad, right? Pyrokinesis got a pitched a Thundermaw too. It's not like it pitched nothing there. Drawing our own dragon here would be pretty sick. Ooh, you got the Computer Ghost Mean Bean. Bummer. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Mean Bean 47, thanks to the sub, thanks to 49 months there. Do I think I might play another run of the Slay the Spire-esque game at the end of the stream? The Diceomancer? If people are into it and I have the energy, We'll see how I feel after when we get there, right? When we go get close to that 10 o'clock mark. Imprinting a Sarah, sure. Okay, now Zealous Conscripts would be my best draw. Because it would let me clear both walkers really cleanly. Kind of hate this. I wonder if Retrofitter or Brea's Apprentice is better. If I was gonna like rip another artifact here. One downside is that if they just like answer the engineer, then I'm pulling the gas from my deck. Hey Kushrinata, thanks for the 500 bits there. I'll happily play your song request. This is Asylums for the Feeling by Kiefer Green. This is a vintage cube, yeah. It's a boomer cube, but... yeah, if I sack this Goblin Engineer, then I kind of just thinned my deck of the Retrofitter, which is unfortunate, but probably correct, right, to get the Gideon off the board. Now watch me rip some rinky-dink artifact. Not have my Engineer anymore. So this lists permanents, right? And I can't top Bombardment. Yeah. If they let Elspeth take the hit, we can clear the Elspeth. I need some water. I'm just gonna grab some real quick. Hangerback would be a nice draw. It would, yeah. Our dragon that spits out treasure would be a nice draw too. I think Mayhem Devil gets a ping when Tanglewire dies. Yeah, I guess my biggest regret was bidding that Retrofitter with the Engineer. That'd be such a good rip here. Oh shit, what up? Hey, High School Ben, thanks for the resub, thanks for 46 months. Mighty Kind. Hope you're doing well. Cube for life. Cube for life. Oh, Hellrider would be a sick rip too. We've been really good this game. Yeah, I went hard on it, Trapezoid. I went like pack one, pick one, Mayhem Devil. It was it was a very aggressive forcing. The viewer was like, "Does everybody do this?" I was like, "No, absolutely not." You want to join me on my honeymoon to get good tacos? I don't know where we're going on our honeymoon. We haven't decided all that. That's so far in the future. We're still planning the wedding. We did cake tasting the other day. It was fucking quite a lot of fun. I think we chose what we want to do. We haven't like messaged the cake place yet to reserve stuff, but they'll draw lanes eventually. Well, I think that's what their 2 cards in hand are. Hey, thanks, Tibblefib. Hey, thanks, Hinge. This stupid Elspeth's gonna live it at 1 here. We had so many turns with double Mayhem Devil. Well, not that many turns, but we're just like one more thing would have been good. Frustratingly close game this whole time, There's a good one. Yeah, this one, the turn that they like slammed the Gideon would have been so good because we could have taken it, animated it, and cleared Elspeth, and then sacked it to Bombardment. But this is still good. As long as no Ephemerate. Good golly. Fondant? No. You had donuts instead of cake at your wedding? Hell yeah. Yeah, I've heard of people doing donuts and cupcakes and stuff. A buddy of mine just got like sheet cake from Costco, and that was like where they shaved a few bucks. It actually worked out like really well. By the time it was cake time, like everybody could have as much as they wanted, and I was several drinks deep, so I did not even notice where the cake came from. I think that's one place that we're gonna splurge, though. Kind of wish I had not sacked my conscripts now. Hey, here we go. Here we go. It's turn 16. We're still at 18 life. This is going to be a good bit of Blossom. Miner would indeed be insane here, yeah. Oh my god. This fucking commando. For your wedding, you saved money by not telling the bakery the cake was for a wedding? Sure. I think the bakery that we're using, like, specifically does wedding cakes. It's like all they do. Last good wedding food you had, they hired a taco truck. Nice. That's what we're looking at. I almost want to hold on to this until we can play the dam and get some value. I think I'm going to do that. Right? That's how I feel about it, Mokoim. And we got like a super good deal on the venue. Like we're spending $300 for the venue itself. We found like a lodge on a state park with really reasonable rates. I mean, I think all state parks have really reasonable rates, but and they don't actually allow a lot of like fancy decor and whatnot. So I think I gotta play the Young Pyromancer out now. Gotta have some kind of pressure. $300 for a venue is insane for weddings, right? Absolutely nuts. It's a really gorgeous spot too. Really high demand, so you have to get it like a year ahead of time. But we got it, so. People remember food from your wedding, good or bad. I love that Neutron flight. When's the opponent going to draw lands? Well, they're currently looting a lands away with Nahiri. August, Bluntlearn. Yeah, August worked for our family, the close family and such. And it's not a bad time of year to be doing like outdoorsy stuff. The lodge in question is like right on a lake, like a really gorgeous lake. So I was thinking we could have like a short and sweet ceremony, and then like a lot of our siblings have kids. They can just like fucking run and jump in the lake, have a great time. Real easy. I guess I kill that Nahiri hum. You proportionally spent the most on food for your wedding? Yeah, that's our plan. I think we're going to be spending like 2 to 3K on food, and that's going to be the main expense. And we have like pretty economical ideas in terms of like booze and drinks and stuff. Bunch of ice, red solo cups, a keg of spotted cow. I think when we ask people, I think when we send out invites, we're gonna like ask people if they want red wine, white wine, beer, or none of the above, and that'll help us like choose whether to even like bring white wine, for example, but also like how much of each to have, so we don't have a shitload of extra wine, that sort of thing. The finest of box wine will be provided. That's the plan, Kush Renata. That's the fucking plan. Boxed wine is cheap, and like some of it's very good. One of my favorite wines is a boxed wine. Kind of feels like we're about to die here, huh? How many people? We're aiming for like I think we're gonna send out like 80-ish invites, but the date we're looking at is pretty close to Gen Con, so I think we're gonna get like actually like 60 people, 60-ish people that can come, 60, 70. Fair enough. I wonder how long they were sitting on that Fire Confluence, huh? Not a lot happening this game. That game almost made me want to bring in like Unburial Rites for the grind. Let's bring in the Wormcoil Engine. They had a bunch of lands in their graveyard, Lupacrudo, from looting and such. All boxed wine at your wedding and you had a great time? Hell yeah, I'm 333. I think splurging on wine makes sense if you're like splurging on literally everything else in your wedding, right? If you're doing like the really fancy sit-down stuff. But if you're getting a taco truck... maybe it can be a little bit less highbrow. Hellrider out. Hellrider is really good at pressuring walkers. Revoker's not a crazy idea, but they have so much removal. How does my partner feel about my extremely niche fame? She plays Magic. She had actually watched the stream before we ever met. We ended up meeting on Tinder, but yeah, she knew what she was getting herself into. Right, Slangoif? That wouldn't make any sense, would it? Is there something special that makes this a boomer cube? Just a lot of nostalgia picks. Like you see, we've got Wildfire in our sideboard there. Yeah, right? I got scouted. I don't think I am famous for that, Backwards Ghost. I think there's like a select group of my Twitter followers that saw that tweet. That wasn't even a public post. I was like responding to somebody else. But for whatever reason, the algorithm boosted it. And everyone was like, what? Opposition is in this cube. Absolutely. Silver dollars workshops, but yeah. Yeah, get in there. I almost want to save bone shards for Planeswalker, huh? They have so many of them. Whoa, Painless Quill. Your wedding was catered and it was 1.3k. And you came with a full bar and 2 bartenders. Excuse me? Small town? Yeah, must be. Yeah, what century? How large was the wedding? Like... I shouldn't have played the Young Pyromancer before attacking. They do have Pyrokinesis in their deck that we saw last game. You went to a wedding once that ran out of food, right? That's like the biggest fear. Daniel Talkthime is going to a wedding that that actually like runs out of food. Speaking of food, I just got handed some. Oh, this looks tasty. Oh, this is Noodles and Company. Some tortellini and chicken in there. Your boyfriend just did lunch for an 18 mil wedding? Excuse me? Yeah, that's too much. That's too wealthy. Your wedding and reception was like 4K for 65 people like 15 years ago. I mean, that seems reasonable even for that long ago. Hell yeah, Bleak Oblique. Glad you're having a pleasant Sunday Eve. Delicious, Jay. Is there an argument for not playing Urborg? No, I want to get it down. We didn't like see a lot of black cards out of them last game. I don't want to play this Worm Coil. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, love that Chromosphere. That's a really pretty idea. Having your wedding in an art museum and then everybody has their pictures in front of the art and stuff. Very cute. Yeah, I'm really stoked about our venue. Because we already spent like a weekend there hiking and stuff and camping out. And it was like really overcast, but still just like the prettiest fucking area. Just gorgeous. So I think if we get good weather, it'll be dazzling. And if we get mediocre weather, it's still gonna be awesome. It'd have to be like an actual lightning storm or something. Even that has its own fucking vibe, huh? Oh shit, what up? Hey, Mini Wheats. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for 11 months there. You've been checking your mailbox daily. You know that invite will be there soon. Don't hire a DJ, hire a mime. Amazing. I think we're just going to be using my sound system. I've got these like $1,500 speakers that are like borderline too large for my house. And they're pretty easy to move around and stuff. Do we win or lose? This is game 3, friend. You can also see the record in the bottom right of the screen. Live stream it? Yeah, people have been suggesting that. Probably get some Subarooskies. I don't really have experience live streaming, though. And I assume the internet won't be good enough for that. Couldn't read out the Magda here. I kind of like just activating Hanger Bank. She'll only say I do if we get a level 5 hype train. Amazing. You don't think I should live stream it, but you'd probably watch? I don't think there's like a really risk or anything. Just so long as it's like not something that I would have to actually tend to, right? And now, before we recite our vows, we would like to thank the top donors. Yeah, nothing like that, Excuse me. This wedding is brought to you by Casper Mattress. People do that, right? Like really rich people, celebrities, don't they like take sponsorships for their weddings? All right. Solid amount of electro swing in there. Yeah, I don't think we're doing that Rumble Tumble. It's probably a fucking terrible idea, but I think we're just not even going to do assigned seating. People will sit next to people that they know, right? Or wherever there's an open seat. The venue sits 100, and I think we're going to end up with like around 70 people. So there should be some space for that sort of mishmash. How goes the Cuban? Pretty well, Jgrash. Pretty well. Man, another land here at Bang, because then we could like Magda plus Blood Tithe Harvester, and then if they use the Lava Mancer on the Magda, then the Harvester could clear the Kytheon. What am I supposed to do? Engineer would be really nice to get back Brea's Apprentice, but they're just going to kill it with the Lava Mancer. Maybe this makes the most sense. And then I just like straight up loot away Jadar here. How goes the Cuban? Pretty well, Jgrash. Haven't been doing a lot of winning, but some sweet decks. Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to block them. I love the Thopter Bank, so I'm probably supposed to block, but sure. Magda's kind of funny versus Tanglewire. They're Hellbent. I think we just get to start just to like Dragon next turn. Maybe I'm supposed to Engineer there. Just start looping Breas. You noticed that in this cube we've been having a blast even when losing, right, Jgrash? Yeah, that's been kind of my vibe too, where it just matters way less. Good vibes, not cube. If there's a shitload of kids, get some bubbles and let the kids run wild. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think we're gonna have a table with like bug spray and sunscreen and such. And some bubbles would not be crazy there. Assigned seating isn't bad for when you eat. It's to make sure no one feels left out. If they don't know too many people, sure. I mean, people gotta sit somewhere regardless, whether you like tell them where to sit or not. What's a valid point? The yay. Yeah, right, Jagaldemon. They told me that they assumed, like, they thought there was a chance I wouldn't come, even though I'd, like, RSVP'd, and I was like, excuse me? Why do you have the RSVP system, then? And then the table was, like, a grab bag collection of folks. Get a King Arthur round table for 70 people. Do you know the origins of that? Like, historically, there wasn't, like, some, like, actual fancy round table. Apparently, in the origins of the King Arthur myth, like, back when everybody was still telling stories around the back when it was, like, an oral tradition stuff, the stories that, like, people drew on to make King Arthur and such, apparently there was a practice of everybody, like, eating in a circle around the same cook pot to, like, make sure that it wasn't poisoned. So you, like, knew that you could trust each other. Knew that you could feast. Yeah, it was not really an equality thing. Assigned seating was super necessary at your wedding. Once you see the guest list, you'll see if there are problems. What does that mean? Like, people that can't sit next to each other for various reasons? That makes sense. I don't think we're going to have that issue. I think we're just, like, not inviting anyone that might be an issue, I think is our plan. Keeping it small. Right, yeah, just... Oh, that person's gonna be an asshole. Let's not just ignore that. Fair enough, Hippity. Fair enough. Yeah, I could see that being a thing for sure. Yeah, our families don't know each other at all. And I'm not aware of any conflicts within our friend group. I think that'll all be good. Small towns, yeah. Yeah, I think our guest list, besides like a core group of friends here in Madison, I think our guest list is mostly people like spread out from all over. All right, you talked me into it. Yeah, very valid, Jacaldemon. So I was planning on Hellrider clearing Ren here, but Yogg seems kind of great in this spot. Is there a registry so you can send things? No, we haven't like put a ton of thought into that yet. Every time I've suggested something for the registry, the fiance is like, "Well, that just sounds like something you would enjoy." I'm like, "Yep." You got me. So we might just like take donations for the honeymoon. That might be like a super easy way to do it. Yeah, I think registries make a lot of sense for younger newlyweds when like they're just barely getting started, right? Getting into their first apartment or home together or what have you, and like a lot of their things are just not very good. They're just whatever. But when you've already like combined two adults, dishwares and everything, yeah, two 38-year-olds getting married don't need knives necessarily. Oh man, so we can make that Inferno Titan a fucking 1/1, or we can clear the Roman up here. I guess we'll see what we draw. None of these cards are Goblin Bombardment. I don't know if any of y'all noticed. These are not Goblin Bombardments. These cards aren't even Flame Slash. A little bit worried about the Inferno Titan spraying 3 damage everywhere when it attacks. But maybe I can just, like, get enough bodies in front of it. What does that look like? Maybe Brea's Apprentice and, Jadar here, or Engineer. Oh yeah, we don't want it to be pingable with Ren, right? It has to be the Engineer. No, nothing like that, Krishnada. Yeah, Metamorph would have been insane. Bombardment, Flame Slash, Dam. Any of those would have been good. Zealous Conscripts would have been good. Mayhem Delver, Daredevil would have been good. Just like the whole set. Pretty much everything that's left of this deck would have been amazing. As an answer to Inferno Titan. Dragon would have at least been able to clear Ren while not dying on the crackback. Oh well. Also, I should have tapped differently here, so I played the Miner too. Why not play Miner? Yeah, because I have a fear of Miners. That's the main reason. Bray activation doesn't cost any mana. You had to make a beer run on your wedding day. Wild. I think there's going to be several folks that are just, like, not drinkers. But I think we'll be okay. I think if we get a keg, there's just, like, already a lot of booze there. Yeah, Half Barrel Keg has 15 gallons of beer in it. Yeah, I'd be much less worried about this Nissa if I found a clean answer to the Inferno Titan, right? It's all this, like, cascading effect. Now Zealous Conscripts is a much worse top deck without the Inferno Titan in play. Is the fiancé into spirits? Not really. She's not much of a drinker. The impression I've got is that their family is not much of a drinker. Ooh, Fiery Confluence too. Alright, that's probably just going to wrap this up, I believe my family and friends friend group is where most of the booze will be disappearing. I kind of don't hate Wormcoil Engine. Once again, could help me grind through a Nissa or something, what have you. I don't know about cutting any of this, though. Yeah, these cards all rip. Maybe the Young Pyromancer. Nice. We got the Magda plus Copter engine going here. I guess I shouldn't have played my land drop here. Cool, we can get Jadar rolling. Is this like technically better to play the Magda, loot with the copter, and then make your land drop once you have a little bit more information? Is all. Didn't really matter, but might have, right? Not hard to come up with a hypothetical where you'd rather play a different land. Sure. It'd be nice to Magda the copter again, but I think I want to clear this Nissa. If that's a thing I can do. And I think I can straight up loot away the Bitter Blossom here. I think that Conscripts is going to be a great draw. And they want to kill their Devoted Druid in response. They didn't, though. Because that would deny me a Yawgmoth draw, right? Oh, maybe Revoker's good here. Revoker on Nissa. It doesn't seem like the opponent's got a lot of removal, which is usually where Revoker's at its worst. I guess they played Inferno Titan. That's kind of good against Revoker. And then, yeah, I'm still considering Wormcoil Engine. Revoker on Ren and 6-2. Yeah, maybe that's just too many things. Too many things to be naming. I'm just going to cut it and play Wormcoil instead. Because if I don't name Ren and 6, then it just gets to answer it a little too cleanly. Hand's a little slow. Could use a removal spell. Not sure if I want a Bitter Blossom on turn 2 or Magda. I guess both get me to Liliana next turn. Let's play the Bitter Blossom here. It lets them attack with Magda for free. But then next turn we can go like Chain Lightning plus Liliana down tick. I think that'll be good. Hangerback Walker, totally reasonable. Great way to brick a Magda. It is indeed an honest Bloodstained Mire. Yeah, no dualies. Fetches is still good though, right? Trigger the Mayhem Daredevils. So not the best turn. They got one more body in play than I was hoping for. Could play Hangerback and Magda. Is that even a useful thing to do? Yeah, I guess it is. Hey, Kim, thanks for the sub. Thanks for sharing that Prime. This deck not being able to answer a Deep Forest tournament, it's a little embarrassing. My Daredevils and Goblin Bombardments and everything. Jeez, they got Cradle here. Yeah, that's just gonna do her, huh? Well, we have Zealous Conscripts. I just don't think it's gonna be good enough. You can Zealous Conscripts, take Inferno Titan, but we don't have a sack outlet on board. So we would kill the Hermit and the Reflection, and then they would get their Inferno Titan back and kill me. Needed a Damnation or some such thing. Stabilize. Get into a good spot. Just a little too fast for me there on the draw. This hand's really good if we draw some black sources, huh? I guess we just try. Steal Flipped Fable into an amount with my 4 mana. Flipped Fable takes 1 to activate, so it is good with Zealous Conscripts, but you kind of need more mana than that. Oh, this Jadar is not good against Karakas, is it? So we'll just activate Retrofitter. That was kind of the plan anyway. Zix Mania, thanks for the resub, thanks for the 16 months. Goated, why thank you. No, you're the real MVP. They're just going to Karakas bounce it, but that's totally fine. Make him tap their mana. Yep. The other line here is to just make another servo token, but I think I like making the flyer better. 4/4s are so much bigger than 1/1s, right? 4/4 is borderline worth metamorphing. For sure, Kim, yeah. Yeah, that was the initial idea. This Hangerback Walker dies. It's going to spit out more Thopters. No, okay, bummer. I was going to say more Thopters for the Retrofitter. Sure. Metamorph Retro and get more 4/4s. Metamorphing Retro only saves you 1 activation per turn on Retrofitter, like 3 mana for 1 on tap. It's good, but it's not that good. Dargan. The new blocking changes feel very similar to how it used to be back in the day. It doesn't, like, it feels like a rollback to me as opposed to like something new. When I first learned how to play Magic, you did not order blockers. You could just divvy up the damage how you wanted. And when they changed it to blocking ordering, they did it to keep it closer to damage being on the stack. But damage on the stack also wasn't part of the original game, so anyway. I never thought it made much sense. Some pump spells will get worse on defense. Not a big deal. Yeah, ordering blockers is very counterintuitive for new players. Pretty solid draw over here. Could use another land or two. Pump spells are even worse in draft now. Yeah. I mean, if I'm playing pump spells in limited, I want to be attacking, I think. I think they're at their absolute best when you're just like creature, and then your opponent makes a blocker on 3, and you're like serve with the team, pump whatever the one they block, either thing while getting in damage. Y'all ready for this? You weren't ready. Cool. Our stip's open. You'd like to catch a generic soul type pile before cube ends. Absolutely contempt. We can jam that. Fire up the donation. I gotta take a break.